Yo, welcome back, and welcome to my review of Noire Remastered on the PlayStation 4. It's a very good game, and I can't believe I'm actually about to say this. It's not as good. There are a couple of niggling issues with this. The graphics are great. There's a couple of instances later on in the story, particularly revolving around the cases that feature Kelso and Cole, where the focus is behind the character instead of on the character where it should be all the time, which I found a bit odd. The conversations do stop like that, so you'll get someone that speak and do that when they're finishing speaking. Now then, we're going to investigate the crime scene, and it just dead. The clue music in this game doesn't quite work the same way that it did in the previous. It's just assuming, I don't know what it is. It must be assuming that since you're on the crime scene all the time, it has to play the clue music all the time. Whereas in the first game, once you found everything, it stopped. Now, maybe because I'm not finding every single clue, although I have found 95% of them, so yeah. It may be because there's something else that's inconsequential that should go in the notebook and yada yada yada. But other than that, those are pretty much the only issues. The partners are the same, act the same way. You can tell the sound's been slightly improved. The voice acting's been remixed a little bit. The graphics are passable for what it is. It's not PlayStation 4, it's not quite PlayStation 3. It's somewhere between the two. It's weird. And it's supposed to be remastered for ultra high definition TV. No, it's not. It's upscaled, but it's not made for it. If it was, it would look a heck of a lot better than it does. Cole still moves the exact same way. Every single time you want to try and make him move, he will bounce off the door without fail. But the collectibles in the game, they're better. Finally, there are more collectibles because they've put more stuff in. There is just genuinely more to do in the game outside of the cases. But the thing that really gets me about this is that you can't go into free roam to clear up the cases, the street crimes, before you've done the entire of the chapter. You have to do everything, and that's a bit weird. So, say you want to go in somewhere, or you want to try and get out, Cole will do that. And if he does walk into a wall like he's just done there, you actually have to do that. You can't just walk into a wall, because he will stop walking. You have to turn to the right to make him move. It's the same, and partners get in the way, same as they always have done, which is great. The map is sizable. It's exactly the same as it was before. It takes a good long while to actually get from one side of the map to the other, which is good. It's not quite Skyrim. It's not quite. It's about the size of the Reach, if you want to go that way. It pretty much is. It's about the size of the Reach. It'll take about 5 minutes to drive across it. It takes about 5 minutes to ride across the Reach, so it's about the same size. Outfits that you can get. Yeah, you can get a decent amount. You start with that one, I believe. Chicago Lightning. Yeah. They do give you some benefits. Hard-boiled detective. Yeah, don't get that. It looks horrible. The Homicide Desk. The one that you wear when you start. The Traffic. I actually prefer that. I love that outfit. I don't know why, it just rings to me. Hawkshaw, if you're looking for to put people down faster, use that, because you'll be able to take more damage, exactly as it says. So the vice desk, thank you. Hit harder and take more punches before going down. Buntman, carry all extra ammo for all weapons, that's useful. Sharpshooter, Colt 45 is the weapon of choice. Oh, yeah, that. Statistics, we got 100% of everything done, which is good. There is one collectible that is featured here where it says shields collected, just in line with the L1R1. That is a collection that isn't required for a trophy, but it is if you want to get one of the outfits, so think about doing that. The weapons are useful, but if you want to get all kills with every single one of the weapons, don't forget the weapon you start out with in the first case, armed and dangerous, because you do need it. I didn't, and I completely forgot. Vehicles, every single one of these is a collectible. If you haven't got it, there's 95 of them. I've just done it, thankfully. If you are aware of where things are, it's all good. If not, there are plenty of resources still out. The game's old enough that there are more and more guides for how to get all of the vehicles. Some of them are trickier to find than others. Some of them are just plain easy, so it's all good. But yeah, if you want to find all of them, just stand in traffic and go into every single car you see. Should be fine. The music's great. You can't turn it off in the cars. I absolutely love the music from LA Noire. It's great. But the music in the cars, I can't stand. I would love it if we could actually hear this music all the way through the game, just different remixes of the music that's available. There's actually quite a lot that's written for the game. Check out the Spotify playlist for LA Noire, you'll soon find it. But you just can't get this music playing through all the time, which is a bit of a bummer, but yeah. The case structure itself is same as it was in the last iteration. You get newspapers or the collectibles. There's patrol is pretty much the introduction. Traffic teaches you how to go about doing stuff. There's plenty of different cases to choose from. The homicide is pretty much one after the other, following a different kind of story. But it again is pretty much the same. Vice has the most variety for me. I don't know why, but it just seems to. Manifest Destiny is really cool. Black Caesar, that's a fun case. Arson, for me, is perhaps the most interesting of the lot. Particularly a different kind of war, which you don't get a 5-star for, which really sucks, but still. But yeah, there's 2 newspapers in there. But yeah, there's plenty to do in this game. The only problem is, once you've done something, say in patrol or traffic, it doesn't change all the way through the game. One thing about this game though, it does not have the Chicago Piano DLC in it. It should, but it doesn't. It's literally just the base game plus the DLCs that came with it that add cases and 2 extra groups of collectibles. That's it. So you don't get the Chicago Piano gun put into the back of the Prowler, but you do Prowler, but you do get a couple of other things as well. But I actually really like this game. It's cool, and it gives me a chance to get more trophy score, which is great. I would give this game a solid, I'd say 6. It's not the best. It's how to describe it. It's sort of like GTA. It's sort of like Cops and Robbers, where you get to play the cops, which is kind of cool. it's its own little beast, and it always has been, and I would love there to be a sequel following someone else set in this kind of era, the Noire-esque late 40s, early 50s, as it's called. There is plenty of scope for more cases and more stories to happen. You can always have the idealistic detective that comes up through the ranks, same as Cole did, and find what is basically, if you've ever seen the movie Street Kings, that, which would be cool, but I doubt that that's going to happen anytime soon because they're working on too many other things, which makes sense. But for me, this game is astounding. When it first came out on PlayStation 3, the graphics that it came out with would make a PlayStation 4 look halfway decent, and it really would. But for the remaster to look as good as it did, but not quite as good as it should, is weird. That's why it gets a solid 6. The music's great. The fact that you can't turn it off in the cars is a bit of an arse, but yeah. Which is why you found me driving police cars all over so as I don't get copyright strikes. So that's why that. Yeah, I've really enjoyed playing this game again. It's been fun, but it's definitely time to move on to something else because I need to get doing. I've got a lot of content that I want to do this year, a lot, and I don't have as much time to actually get around to doing it as I used to, but I've got to get to doing it. So anyway, that's going to be me. So I will catch you next time for something different. So I shall see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.